Hello and welcome to round 3 of Grand Prix Pittsburgh. On the left of your screen we've got Lino Burgold, and on the right of your screen we've got Edgar Flores. I'm Ben Swartz, joined here in the booth by Rashad Miller and Ray Punzelon.
Hi.
Hello.
And looks like play has started.
Wait, I think we need to let everybody know that you don't have to adjust your sets. This is in 720p.
720, wow.
720p, that's right.
You guys should be enjoying the
Look at that
quality.
Birds of Paradise. You can see the actual stripes. Well, maybe you can't see the stripes on that bird, but
Lino's
it's
hand
pretty
right now,
good.
he's Phyrexian Metamorph, so he might be on the blue-green-red birthing pod deck. That's usually what the combination popularly seen. Though he could just be on blue-green.
Lino here is playing a ponder, pondering his options perhaps.
I don't get it.
And Edgar is playing the blue-white Cowboy deck, obviously. The deck
No way, no.
He's popularized and has had lots of success with over the past year.
And he always plays it fully foiled out.
You know what? I refuse to believe that Edgar Flores is actually playing blue-white in this tournament.
Why?
You know, okay, you got me. I can't keep a straight face, even though you can't see it. I was laughing. Edgar Flores, you know, all he's been playing blue-white since before it was. He was playing blue-white when you could play blue-white and not play Cobblade.
It's true. It looks like Lino Burgold is playing the, I believe it was a French list, a Bant birthing pod deck where you play both Venser and the Stoneforge Dignitary guy, and you can lock your opponent out of attack steps via that way. I see that he's got a Aether Adept and a Sun Titan and a Viridian Emissary in hand.
Along with the Phyrexian Metamorph.
Along with the Metamorph. So the idea of the deck is you use birthing pod, things like Viridian Emissary to go to your 3-drops, and then your 4-drops Stoneforge Dignitary, and he can ramp all the way up to 7 with a Leshnorn being the top. Edgar here playing Squadron Hawk.
Look at those shiny Squadron Hawks. I'm surprised they aren't there alternate art Squadron Hawks?
F&M
Can't believe. I guess he hasn't been playing in enough F&Ms.
I think these are the rarer ones too, though. So maybe he just likes the rarest you could get that are English. So after searching up some Hawks, passes a turn. Lino draws a Elf. Lino Elf for his turn. No additional lands to expand his board here. I know a lot of people were playing Sylvan Ranger instead of the Emissary, just so you get the land all the time.
No, I like that. I think that has to go on every Birthing Pod deck. Unless for some reason your Birthing Pod deck is not
the
doing...
Sylvan Ranger or?
Viridian Emissary?
The Emissary.
I mean, I kind of like
I like them both, honestly.
Rugpod has not been playing as of recently. Looks like, here we go, we got Viridian Emissary for Lino. And
might add the Elf too, but he doesn't want to overextend into Wrath. So that's why he didn't add that Elf.
So Edgar, considering his options here, I can't quite get a good look at his hand, but obviously as a Hawk, looks like
an Oblivion Ring. Oh, no, that's not an Oblivion Ring. Oh, it's an 8-box.
So he's going to pay 3 and cast Jace Bellerin. Looks like he's going to draw the card.
Picks up a Colony off his draw.
So
cracks in.
Just with the Viridian Emissary, I assume he's attacking Jace. So yeah, Edgar's going to have to
choke block there and keep his Jace alive.
Oh, and it looks like Lino drew Acidic Slime. So I don't know exactly why he didn't attack with the Llanowar Elf there. I think his Llanowar Elf is more important than Edgar's Jace. And a card is free. I recall his hand, but I don't think he has any 4-drops, right?
Yeah, I didn't believe I saw any 4-drops. He just drew the Acidic Slime.
Yeah, so
that's the only additional card.
And this comes into play tap. And you can cast the Metamorph on 3 or 4.
So we're probably going to see a lot of players we normally don't see at the American Grand Prix with Pro Tour Philly going next week. So a lot of people came in early, played in this Grand Prix, and are just going to drive over to Philly once this is over.
Yep, it's all in the same state. You know, actually, Gavin Verhey came over. He's one of the SCG commentators from Seattle, and he came over, and he didn't actually realize that Pittsburgh and Philadelphia were in the same state. So he like booked his flight, and he's gonna fly back home to Seattle and come back here. He was like, I just realized that this is actually the same state. I could have just stayed and drove over. But he's also trying to get a bunch of miles, so that may have something to do with it.
U.S. is big. It's hard to find out where everything is, right?
So Edgar here is
He just drew
another Hawk and draw card.
Yeah, he drew a card off of that Hawk. Off of Jace, rather.
So now his Jace is susceptible. I suppose not. But I think Lino here is just probably going to cast Acidic Slime. He drew Ponder.
Ponder, alright. He sees 2 lands and another card. Again, Lino's hand is still the Metamorph, Sun Titan, Aether Adept, another Elf, and Hidden card.
So how bad does the pod deck want a pod? I have to think really, really bad.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of your cards, you don't get too much value off of unless you get the pod. Like, Viridian Emissaries are an okay card, but at the end of the day, it's still a 2/1. Unless you can turn it into a 3-drop, like a Seagate Oracle, and then turn the Seagate Oracle into, I don't know if Lino's running Vengevine, or a Stoneforge Dignitary. That's pretty important. I mean, another important card in Lino's deck is Venser. He has all these cards that, interact very well with Venser. He doesn't have either of those 2 cards, either Birthing Pod or Venser.
So if Lino did attack with an Elf last turn, Jace would have been down, or
would be
either
dead.
would have been pumped up last turn.
Yeah.
And given Lino a bonus card.
I'm surprised here Lino, I guess he's going to cast Sun Titan next turn, that's why he's not activating Tectonic Edge, to keep Edgar off of like an Amiri Angel plus land play. But Edgar's got a lot of cards in hand, so.
Edgar took the last loyalty counter off of Jace and drew a card.
Yeah, it was a preordain off that.
So you get to draw 2 cards off of that 1 loyalty?
How exciting.
I'm excited. I actually like drawing cards. I mean, I'm one of the greenest mages ever, but I love drawing cards.
So
but
Harmonize
but I hate Harmonize.
Why do you hate Harmonize?
I don't.
It's not a green
American?
It's. I don't know. It's just I need to draw green. I need to draw cards the green way, not in the time shifted.
What is a big green
blue
creature that draws a lot of cards? That's in all the Elf
Regal
combo
Force?
decks?
Yeah, Regal Force. I like that guy. I like Regal Force. I like.
That was a perfect clip of Lino. Big sigh after another Squadron Hawk enters the battlefield.
I could fix the camera.
So Celestial Colonnade after a Hawk.
Yep, so Edgar's chaining these Hawks, and he's really capitalizing on Lino's sort of slow start. Lino really hasn't played anything of substance. He's cast, a couple mana guys. He's cast Viridian Emissary, which is also a mana guy. He hasn't cast anything big. And presumably this next turn he's going to go for playing Sun Titan. But with Edgar drawing 3 cards off of Jace, and 1 card per turn, you got to imagine that he's got some sort of mana leak effect. Lino here is end of turn going to take out maybe Colonnade. I don't know if I agree with this play.
I don't really know why he's doing it.
Yeah, I would have done that at the end of his turn. I mean, it's not going to keep him off mana leak mana. Maybe he wants to go for like a land screw type thing. Play like Acidic Slime here.
Yeah, follow up with Acidic Slime, hit the other. Yeah, then he hits Heatchrome Coast, keeping Edgar off double white.
Right, but Edgar's just. I sort of get his line of play. He's going to cast Acidic Slime this turn, hope that Edgar's going to counter it, and then next turn cast Sun Titan and bring back like Viridian Emissary. So, see, he's even playing to having Edgar have the mana leak. He's like, oh, is it okay? Because he wants, at some level, he wants Edgar to counter. I mean, obviously, he's happy either way if Edgar counters it or Edgar doesn't. But he wants Edgar to counter it this turn so he can have somewhat free range to have Sun Titan. But, I mean, it wouldn't be out of Edgar's range to have a second mana leak here or some other counter spell.
So, another preordained by Edgar.
Joining us in the booth is none other than Timothy James. That's your middle. Okay. They're very talkative.
Edgar deciding how to resolve this preordain. Looks like he's going to keep at least 1 on top. Oh, no, both are going to the bottom. And gets a Spellskite off that draw.
So it's interesting to see that Edgar's playing Spellskite in his main deck. Can't hear you. So Edgar, considering his options here, he can like tech edge one of Lino's lands if he wants. He's first going to get in with the Squadron Hawk.
Let's see if Edgar senses that Lino's going to try to play a 6-drop here.
I wonder how much experience Edgar has against this type of deck. Edgar's he's known for being very aggressive with his Tectonic Edges, always using them. Whether or not that's the correct way, but you know, you get a lot of wins off of your opponent being mana screwed, so maybe there's an advantage there.
Lino draws a Spell Skite, so he won't be able to play his 6-drop in Sun Titan.
Yep, no 6 land or 6 mana source. Yep, he's going to cast Ether Adept, try to bounce the Squadron Hawk. I wonder if Edgar's going to redirect it to Spell Skite. Nope, that's okay. And Lino's going to pass the turn.
Edgar picks up a Phantasmal Image for his turn. He has Consecrated Sphinx in his hand. It looks like at least a Celestial Colonnade to start going towards his Consecrated Sphinx mana.
So Edgar here is considering whether or not he wants to play that Consecrated Sphinx. I also see a Sun Titan in his hand.
So he has both 6-drops.
Can't play the Consecrated Sphinx.
Watching
Or Celestial Colonnade, sorry.
Watching the interaction between Sun Titan and Phantasmal Image is pretty sweet.
So Edgar's going to first preordain before he plays that Celestial Colonnade. He's going to draw a Glacial Fortress. So I wonder if he's going to play that Glacial Fortress immediately and cast Phantasmal Image. That doesn't seem too right.
Phantasmal Image
To copy Birds of Paradise.
He's making sure that he's going to be able to play his Titan next turn, but it looks like he could have done that if he just played his Colonnade.
Plays Colonnade and then like cast Squadron Hawk and holds up some sort of mana. Like, especially against a pod deck, I would just hold that Phantasmal Image as long as possible because you know that they have these big creatures that you're going to want to copy, and you don't want to squander the value you get off of Phantasmal Image, especially when your opponent can play a card like Ether Adept or another target card. You want to wait to the last possible moment to cast Phantasmal Image to get the biggest guy and have the least chance of it getting targeted.
You could also be thinking maybe he's planning to return it with Sun Titan and chumping here. I'm not sure what other plays. So there you go. He's coming in. So,
yeah, but he can't chump this turn because he needs the 6 mana for Sun Titan. So I don't quite understand.
It's not quite clear why Edgar would do that. Maybe we'll find out as these turns progress.
And still no 6 mana source for Lino, so he can't actually cast that Sun Titan. So actually, Edgar Flores Tectonic edging that land was pretty important.
Or Lino Tectonic edging Edgar. Made him fall behind,
yeah.
too. Lino also drew a Elish Norn for his turn.
Yep, even further away from casting that guy.
There's
So
6 mana.
Yep. 6 mana, he's going to cast Sun Titan. Probably buy back the Jace. And then draw a card. Hope that Jace dies pretty much as quickly as possible. He could bring back the Tectonic Edge, but he can't activate it, so that's not a great idea. Yep, brings back Jace, and he's gonna
go down to 2.
Yep.
Snags an Inkmoth Nexus there. Then passes the turn back to Lino.
So there you get a good look at Lino.
Christian Valenti in the background.
Well, you got to be wondering what he's thinking, how this game went so wrong for him, how he can get out of this position. Like even if he's got the Metamorph, so he can use the Metamorph to copy the Sun Titan, and then buy back Viridian Emissary. I think is the best card he can get. Tectonic Edge. Okay.
There you go.
But what is he exactly he's going to do with that Tectonic Edge? He's going to go ahead and cast Seagate Oracle, which he drew for the turn. Okay, that makes sense.
Seagate sees a Birthing Pod.
And a Stoneforge Dignitary. He's going to draw... I think that's a Stoneforge Dignitary.
And both of them are going to the bottom.
No, he drew one and put one on the bottom.
He put one in his hand.
It's a Blade Splicer that he drew.
Celestial Colonnade for Edgar.
Where's my phone? Oh, I have it in my phone.
So Edgar here is going to preordain first. He's got a lot of options. He can cast a Consecrated Sphinx. He also can draw another card off of Jace.
We got Gideon and
Dismember.
Dismember. Looking at them through this preordain right here.
Tim, what do? Do you preordain first and then draw off of Jace, or do you draw off of Jace and then preordain?
Hold on, let me think about it. It's been a slow morning.
He finds two others and picks up a draft. There's the Dismember. And now the Gideon drawn off of it.
First, right?
I think so.
Did he not? Or
No, he preordained first. So, Lino's going to take a look at Edgar's graveyard. Because presumably he's going to attack him with that Sun Titan and rebuy a card. I think he ended up drawing both cards off that preordain. He ended up drawing both the Gideon and the Dismember. But you get to see a card deeper if you draw first, right? So right now here, if Lino blocks Sun Titan, with his Sun Titan, Edgar now can Dismember, and that's a bad trade for Lino. His Sun Titan just dies. But it looks like he might just be chumping, and then swinging back again and buying back the Seagate Oracle that chump blocks here.
presumably Edgar's going to edge here, right?
Edgar, he might want to just cast Consecrated Sphinx. Does he have enough mana to do both? No. If he just casts Consecrated Sphinx, I don't know if he knows what's in Lino's deck. I don't know if Lino's deck has, a Day of Judgment, but...
You would think not.
Yeah, probably not in his, mainly creature birthing pod deck. Oh, he hasn't played a land there this turn, so he can both...
He only has 6 mana right now, so...
But he's got Birds of Paradise as his Phantasmal Image.
Yeah.
So, he can Tech Edge Lino's White Source, probably. Maybe his Tech Edge. And then cast Consecrated Sphinx. Draw a bunch more cards. Oh,
because as we were talking, as you mentioned earlier, if we know anything about Edgar, he's going to try to find a way to make the tectonic edge happen.
Yeah, he loves tectonic edging as quickly as possible. So yep, he's going to cast Consecrated Sphinx.
That is.
And Lino's in a real tough spot here.
Copying that Birds of Paradise has been helping out Edgar.
Yep. So Edgar's going to draw 2.
Glacial Fortress and Inkmoth Nexus. I feel like he's playing a lot of copies of Inkmoth Nexus in his list.
If Edgar didn't have the Dismember, Lino could potentially Stoneforge Dignitary lock out Edgar, but that's not really feasible.
He has a Spellskite.
No. Venser is target creature you own.
Oh, okay.
Or target permanent you own. He draws Razorverge Thicket for the turn. Lino, that is. Not sure exactly what Lino can do. I mean, he's still 2 mana away from that Eleshnorn. He can't cast Sun Titan this turn still. He's in a little bit of trouble. And with Edgar having almost a full grip, if not a full grip, and a Gideon in hand, the only way I can see Lino really winning this game is he casts Wrath this turn, which also isn't in his deck probably, so... Lino attacks.
2 birthing pods off the Seagate Oracle.
Gets the Seagate Oracle back off of the Sun Titan that's been copied by the Phyrexian Metamorph. But his big 7-drop is already in his hand, so he can't even play Birthing Pod and then Birthing Pod away the Sun Titan. Not necessarily that he wants to do that, but...
Yeah, Eleshnorn doesn't even seem that good. It'll be solid, but not that good.
All it will kill is the Birds of Paradise right now. It'll make all of his guys bigger, but... Yep, so... Lino was attacking Jace with the Sun Titan, so Edgar just lets it die.
Edgar's probably fine with that.
Yeah, presumably he's just going to rebuy it next turn.
He's going to get a clone and clone the Sphinx.
So Birds of Paradise plus 2 life is going to activate Birthing Pod. Let's see what Lino sacks here.
Ether Adept. He's going to get Phyrexian Metamorph like you said. Is that the only real way he can win this game? Is if Edgar allows him to draw so many cards?
Maybe.
I don't think even Edgar needs to...
It's a Myriad Angel.
Oh, a Myriad Angel, okay.
He might have been a Metamorph.
If there was another Phyrexian Metamorph, Lino had a chance too, but a Myriad Angel's what he searches up. And now Lino's Sun Titan can start returning the Adept.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to play the Razor Birds with it.
Bird token there. Edgar draws another Sun Titan. He's playing a lot of 6-drops in his list.
Yeah.
A lot of 6-drops.
Consecrated Sphinx, Sun Titan.
Spell Sky. This is not the normal Comblade list that we've been seeing around. He might not have any blades.
Yeah, I mean, that was something that Jerry Thompson did last weekend in Boston. He didn't play any swords. Bladeless Cobblade.
It's basically irrelevant which 75 you play, as long as you play, the Hawks and some Sphinxes and the Perfect Mana and all these broken cards.
Yeah. Broken cards being Hawk and Preordain and Jace.
Yeah. Who would have thought that, just looking at Preordain, that it was a flat mistake to me?
Nobody until Gerard Fabiano top-8'd Nationals with it. In his blue-white control deck.
Yeah.
People weren't playing it until then, right?
I don't think as much.
So Seagate Oracle trumps the Sun Titan.
He was playing that over Wall of Omens, which, people made fun of him. Everybody's like, Wall of Omens is insane. Now nobody plays Wall of Omens, everybody plays Preordain.
It's basically like in the Pokemon card game, where they had all your spells are free.
Yeah.
And they had one that's just draw 2. It's like,
Yeah,
why would
Bill.
every deck not play 4 of those?
They also had Professor Oak, which was just like a draw 7.
Yeah.
Why would not every deck start with 4 Bill, 4 Professor Oak? You could only actually play 3 of each card, but
whatever.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. So Edgar going to use his Tectonic Edge again that he got.
Gets rid of the green-white land.
Yep. Keeping Lino on 5 mana sources, which is pretty important. Whether or not Edgar knows that. And Edgar's going to tap 5 and play Gideon here.
Have everyone come to Gideon.
Yep. +2 it. And then, start bringing the beats with his big guys. Man, Edgar's at quite an advantage here. I'm trying to figure out a way for Lino to win. I mean, he can keep buying back that Ether Adept using the Sun Titan he copied off of Phyrexian Metamorph. But I don't know how much that's going to help with now Gideon in play. And Edgar still has his Hawk chain to do. He's only gotten 1 Hawk so far, so he's going to cast another Hawk here. Presumably get the others out of his deck.
Oh, he doesn't search.
He doesn't search?
Maybe he did get... Did we just miss when he got the others? Right. Edgar draws 2 cards.
Both lands, Tectonic Edge and Inkmoth Nexus.
I wonder how many lands Edgar is playing. I think that is the 4th Inkmoth Nexus, and you assume he's playing 4 Tectonic Edges.
It's a lot of lands, probably like 29. I mean, he's got all those 6-drops.
Yeah, he does have at least 3 6-drops in his deck. Kind of interesting list Edgar's playing here. Lino's trying to figure out, what can I do here?
Yeah.
Probably pack them in and save some time for
games 2 and 3. Yeah, I mean, also, if you're Lino, I'm curious how familiar Edgar is with this Bant Birthing Pod deck. Maybe you don't want to, show him all of the stuff you can get. I mean, I don't know too much about this Bant Birthing Pod deck except that I've seen some lists, but I don't know what his matchups are like. I don't know how good it is against the Cowboy decks.
So Lino sacks his elf, gets a Phantasmal Image. Maybe a Consecrated Sphinx is the part of the solution.
Yeah, but if you're always the second player to the party with Consecrated Sphinx, you're at a disadvantage because your opponent gets to untap first with Consecrated Sphinx in play.
Well, Lino's going to be able to return his Adept and bounce
Consecrated Sphinx.
Well, kills Phantasmal. That seems kind of bad to kill Phantasmal Image.
To kill Birds of Paradise?
Really
because
bad.
now Sun Titans is going to make it a better card.
No, it makes sense because Edgar can redirect it to Spellskite either way, and this way it actually does something. It kills kills something.
Well, do you even want it in the yard though?
No, probably not.
So it's probably just better
Sun
to
Titan.
bounce a big thing and make him redirect it to Spellskite.
So, Blade Splicer for Lino. Getting a 3/3 Golem token. And another Hawk from a land from a Myria Angel. And now all the creatures that can attack must attack Gideon.
Alright, so off to the side, it's Phyrexian, Metamorph, Spellskite, a Myria Angel, Bird token. So it looks like a land was returned with Sun Titan. We're popping out a bird. Birds of Squadron Hawks being put in front of Phyrexian Metamorph, Sun Titan in front of Spellskite, and Consecrated Sphinx in front of the Myria Angel. Now Edgar still has the Dismember in his hand, so we can now get rid of Lino's Sun Titan.
Yep, it looks like that's what he's going to do at end of turn. He's going to get rid of the Sun Titan.
And what is the image copying?
The image is copying.
I believe the image is copying the Consecrated Sphinx, but we'll figure out what the image is copying.
Didn't we see what it was?
It is, then
Edgar should upkeep cast Dismember on it.
did you have another one?
You didn't. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
Phantasmal Image is Sun Titan, so there's 2 Sun Titans on Lino's
Okay.
side.
So Edgar's never qualified for the Pro Tour, is that right?
I don't think so. He qualified for U.S. Nationals via Yu-Gi-Oh.
Literally?
Yeah, he.
Not joking.
He's going to keep using the Tectonic Edge aggressively. But now that Lino has 2 Sun Titans to Edgar's 1, you know, maybe...
Oh no, he lost all the Sun
sorry.
Titans. Only one
okay,
Sun Titan.
Okay. The 1 card he gains might be worth the 3 extra cards that Edgar is gaining a turn via Consecrated Sphinx and Sun Titan. But
So
still,
now-
it's 3 to 1.
Now Edgar could return his Phantasmal Image, copy his Sun Titan, and then return his Jace. Or his Tectonic Edge if you wanted.
Yeah. Or even just like return Phantasmal Image and get Consecrated Sphinx. But
Here's a Phantasmal Image,
It's a lot of Sun Titans.
copying, add up, bouncing Phantasmal Image, which will kill Lino's
only Sun
Sun
Titan.
Titan. Now Lino's left with no 6 drops, a bunch of tokens, a 3/3 Golem and 3 birds.
But he still does have Birthing Pod.
Now here's Sun Titan by himself. Turns a Tectonic Edge. It really went... everything went sour when that Phantasmal Image got bounced.
Yeah, I mean, I can't quite see how Lino's going to pull this one out, but he still has a Sun Titan hand and a Leshnorn. If he draws an untapped land, he can cast Sun Titan. But still, even if he has a Sun Titan, Edgar's got nope,
Edgar
Tectonic
edges.
Edge. Edgar still has 3 6-drops and
A Gideon.
and a Gideon. Yeah,
A million land. Lino might want to scoop up now and figure out a game 2 plan.
That's not a round clock, is it? That's the actual clock.
No, it's
Lino's tapping his land. Oh,
About 18 minutes left in this round, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, this is taking quite a long time.
Are they 50-minute rounds today?
Yeah.
and Birthing Pod searches up Phyrexian Metamorph after sacking the Blade Splicer. This time I'll be copying, I'm guessing Sun Titan again.
Well, whatever it is, it's a little late.
Sun Titan returning Phantasmal Image. Probably copy Sun Titan again and return something else.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Edgar still has Consecrated Sphinx. He's still drawing 2 cards for every one that Lino draws, and Gideon that's going to be able to keep.
Yeah, I agree that Lino should just be scooping it up, but
He thinks he's got a chance. So.
Yeah.
I mean,
Spellskite might be the second time.
Yep, Lino's going to pass it back. It's Edgar here, and a turn is going to...
This is upkeep.
No, upkeep. He's going to into the row with kicker.
Yeah, because I think he decided at the last minute they wanted to make it a Sphinx instead.
Wait, he can't draw with it. Wait, he can't draw with into the row, right?
That was his draw. He could draw for his draw step, though.
Was that his draw step that he did? Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. So he kicked into the row for
Why
no
did
reason.
he kick it? Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't an into the row, but what else costs 4 mana?
Yeah, it's an into the row right there. Yeah, I guess Edgar didn't realize targeting the phantasmal image will fizzle his spell. Edgar into the row with that.
Yeah, I still don't think that matters. Like Edgar here, activate Gideon, attack with all of his 6/6s. He's going to get 2 triggers on Sun Titan.
So this game was effectively over when Edgar tectonic edged and then landed the first Sun Titan, right? But it was definitely over once he's had the consecrated Sphinx in play for a couple turns.
Lino reminded Edgar that the
That
phantasmal
is
image was an add-up.
Ether adept, yeah. So Lino Burgold's Metamorph is a Sun Titan, right?
Right.
So Lino's gonna trump walk and take 8, dropping him down to 7 life.
Maybe they just don't concede in Germany. But yeah, I mean, when they have like a similar, like, sort of strategy,
6 life,
except one person that has spells in their deck instead of all creatures, plus that person who's been drawing 3 cards a turn the whole game. Yeah, apparently
So
that person wins.
Lino uses Jace's plus ability to draw extra cards off consecrated Sphinx.
Edgar, you mean?
Edgar, yeah.
Yeah. And Edgar's gonna have to discard, it looks like. He'll go ahead and discard. Looks like another Jace and one other card I can't see because it's off screen for us, but
Lino draws an Arcane of Justice, can't play it, no white mana at all.
yeah, just
I mean, really, continuing to play with the Tectonic Edge of Forest and an island and nothing else in play is a little ambitious.
he still has a Sun Titan, so he can buy back the Phantasmal Image, getting back making a Sun Titan, getting back Ether Adept maybe.
I mean, even though he's like doing things ostensibly, he's just treading water.
So Blade Splicer returned.
I mean, yeah, Edgar still has a Gideon, like,
Yeah.
and is drawing 2 cards for every 1 card that Lino draws. Like, maybe Lino can like cast Blue Sun Zenith and have Edgar deck himself.
So we're playing, if Lino has any card, he still probably can't win. Wrath of God or Day of Judgment is his only hope, and we already established that was not existent.
It's not going to matter, but how many cards does Edgar have left in his deck?
Probably like 20-ish.
I feel like Edgar has skipped a couple of consecrated Sphinxes.
Yeah, I believe that has happened as well.
Not sure if that was on purpose or he was getting pretty comfortable.
I mean, once you hit like a huge advantage, it's easy to forget.
Yeah.
You know, like
I have everything I want in my hand and in play. What else do I want?
but Edgar has actually been a little vigilant about those consecrated Sphinx triggers. It's a major leak in one's game is to forget free cards that you can draw.
Edgar has swords in his deck too.
Wow,
I don't know how Edgar's
yeah.
filling his deck with all these cards. He has swords, 4 Inkmoth Nexus, 3 6-drops.
Maybe he just doesn't have mana leak.
Yeah, I guess we didn't see mana
Mana
leak.
leaked something earlier, right?
Did he?
No, I guess not. I was watching the other feature match too.
So he's going to equip Consecrated Sphinx with Sword of Feast and Famine. It's just going to make it look...
Is that a mana leak in his hand though? Second, it's on the far left now.
Yeah, it is. So he does have mana leak. Weird.
He has mana leak too.
He
Maybe
mana leaked acidic slime. Right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
maybe he's playing a 100-card deck.
So Edgar going to get in with his 6/8 Consecrated Sphinx, untap his lands, and go from there. I don't know, why he didn't attack with like the
Lino has to be aware of how much time's left on the clock.
I mean, maybe he isn't, but
There's 13 minutes left. The clock is right by him too. So there's 13 minutes left, and he should just be scooping it up and trying to win the next game.
Maybe he's got a plan that we can't see.
So, what do we know about Lino as far as like, has he done anything since he was Rookie of the Year?
He won German Nationals this year, I believe.
This year? No.
We're checking that fact for you guys.
I feel like that was the year that he got Rookie of the Year.
They won German Nationals?
Maybe not, though.
No, he, No, he was not champion. Did he top 8 at least? Nope. He didn't top 8 this year.
So Birthing Pod is going to sack Opson to bail out for a 5-drop. Now, what 5 drops does he have? Acidic Slime? And Lino scoops it up, realizing there's no 5-drop left that he could get. To Game 2, we go.
Yeah, with only 11 minutes on the clock.
While they get ready for Game 2, we'd like to thank our sponsors. GamingCenter.com reminds you to always blame Kibler. GamingCenter.com has your Blame Kibler merchandise from Monster Biters and t-shirts. Join the Blame Kibler fun on Facebook by typing in tinyurl.com/Blame Kibler. Use the code GGSLive to save 10% off your entire purchase. There goes Edgar. Back to sideboarding here. Lino really has to figure out a way to win faster.
I mean, you've got to imagine, though, if they had infinite time, Lino's deck has to have a good matchup against Callblade, because I don't think you can really enter this event if you don't think that you have at least a 50-50 matchup against Callblade, right? Like, you know that in this event you're going to play it. If you're going to play every round, you're going to play it at least minimum 6 times.
Definitely.
Over the what is it, 15 rounds, 16 rounds we have here this weekend?
Also, I wouldn't be too surprised if someone told him the deck was good and he's been prepping up for the Pro Tour. He's like, okay, someone told me this deck's good. I'll go play this deck and try it out.
That's a possibility.
And he just realized, like, wow, this deck's a little harder to play than I really, without play testing it too much.
And, you know, Lino maybe is trying to speed it up by doing a quick sideboard here, but Edgar's not speeding it up at all. He's going to take his time.
Yeah, he's using his allotted time. It's not. I wouldn't say he's going slow. It's about the normal time he'd spend sideboarding.
Would you say that a lot of people typically use more than the amount of time they're supposed to?
In sideboarding? I bet
it's supposed to be 3 minutes, right? To sideboard and shuffle?
I definitely think if they were timed all the time, we'd notice that they were over 3 minutes. But you don't really call them out until it's past 3 minutes and you realize, I feel like this has been a little too long.
Yeah. You got 3rd place in Nationals in 2009.
So he was never champion? I guess I was mistold by...
when you said it, it sounded familiar to me too. So whatever, I guess we're just both wrong. He was in 2010,
And 2009 was the year he won Rookie of the Year, so couldn't have been 2008 unless he just didn't show up to Worlds that year. So, players are getting ready to head to Game 3. And as they draw their opening hands, there's exactly 9 minutes on the clock.
Lino's going to have to just be really aggressive here. He has some elves, he has a Seagate Oracle. These are not the most aggressive creatures, but it's a plan. It helps him ramp up to the fast guys, or the bigger guys.
Yep, turboing through his turns here. Let's see what Edgar has for his turn 1. It's just Secret Room Coast go.
Yeah, Lino has to keep his shuffling quick, but random.
So the kicked into the Royal on the Phantasmal image, right? That made me think of the question: is there any value in making slight but obvious misplays on purpose once you know you have the game won, so that your opponent won't be able to tell how good you are as easily?
I don't think there's any value.
I don't think there's
I don't think that's what happened. I'm asking if there's value in it.
It's value if you're more under the radar. Edgar is more he's like being in the spotlight more often, so people know he's a solid player, decent player. But if you're more of only your local area knows you.
Turn to Torpor Orb for Edgar. It's going to shut off, much of what Lino's plan was, but he's going to ponder here anyway. Maybe try to find a Birthing Pod, but looks like he found a Vengevine on top if he wants to keep that. Looks like, he'll draw... Sylvok Replica.
Way to deal with it.
That'll take care of Torpor Orb.
Lino will be able to play it. Lots of shuffling in Lino's deck.
Yeah.
Normally it doesn't matter, but it's eating up time.
7 minutes and 40 seconds left.
I mean, I think this game will probably be on its way to a conclusion at least.
If Edgar has something like a Day of Judgment in his hand, game is instantly over. I don't believe Lino has enough time to come back from that.
I mean, also plus for both of these players, you don't want to draw in the first round that you actually play in the day, right?
Flash freeze and dismember for Edgar.
It's an very evil right now, a Day of Judgment.
No, it looks like a Day of Judgment. I could be wrong though. But I mean, where does he have room for Day of Judgment in his deck, right?
Sideboard.
I guess. Yeah, he's going to dismember the Landwehr Elf.
Well, he's in for a beating this time.
Maybe it's a timely reinforcements.
Rex
No, it is a Day of
Metamorph
Judgment.
drawn for Lino. So that could be the way to win. You play the... Wait, did Lino not have the Vengevine?
No, it was Silvok Replica.
Oh,
with
Silver.
Target.
Oh, that's right.
So Lino here is going to attack. He's going to cast Silvok Replica and presumably kill the Torpor Orbit at a turn. But Edgar here is going to untap and cast Day of Judgment if he has another land, right? Yeah, he's got a basic plane, so his play has got to be cast Day of Judgment, slow this game down. I mean, Day of Judgment is still probably the correct play here. You know, 3 for 1s or 4 for 2s are, you know, pretty worth it.
Actually, 1 for 1, but it's fine.
Yeah, okay. It's like a 5 for 4.
How much stock mana is it worth?
It's call a paycheck. So yeah, Day of Judgment. Lino's going to respond by sacking Silvok Replica to kill Torpor Orb, and his Landwehr Elf, his
Emissary's going to get a land.
Emissary's going to get a land. Landwehr Elf and Seagate Oracle will perish.
Lino would love to peel a 6-drop right off the top right now.
Yeah, but you know, he only has 1 plane, so
Frost Titan would be the hope.
I don't think that's in his deck, to be honest. Consecrated Sphinx, but I don't think that's in his deck either. I think the only 6 drops he really has is Sun Titan. Yep, draws a Force, so Viridian Emissary. And pass the turn. He's going to hold that Phyrexian Metamorph. I can't see quite how much time's left. Steve Satan's right in the way.
Radiant Emissary with Metamorph.
Alright, green-white land drawn by Lino. Phyrexian for 2, Edgar drops to 9.
Just under 5 minutes left.
Edgar gets a preordained for his turn. You know, Edgar is actually playing pretty fast, trying to give... It seems like he's just giving Lino a chance to actually try to win this game.
Sun Titan.
Edgar has
Get back Torpor Orb.
Sure, why not? Here comes his own Sun
So
Titan.
Lino has his own Sun Titan.
But it won't get a come into play ability.
That's true.
Or enter the battlefield ability. So he's going to copy it and pass the turn. Yep. Edgar points out that he doesn't get an ability, but Lino understands and goes to Edgar's turn.
Edgar draws a
Sword of Feast and Famine.
That will give him pro green to get past the emissary if you'd like.
If you're Edgar here, do you tech edge to buy back? I don't remember exactly what's in Edgar's graveyard, what things he can buy back with the Seagate Oracle. But he's going to cast the sword. Going to tech edge. Oh, maybe not.
Realizes his opponent would still have 6 lands in play, and that does very little.
He's just going to equip an attack and see what he can get back from his graveyard, which is nothing.
I'll just drop Lino to 10.
Untap his lands.
Edgar
Pass the
probably
turn
still
with Flash Freeze up.
tectonic edges here for us, likely.
3 minutes left. So what does Lino draw for his turn? He's hiding it from us.
I'm surprised Edgar did tectonic edge there to prevent Lino from playing Elish Norn or something like that.
Lino here is going to attack with his own Sun Titan and buy back Silvok Replica.
And assuming he's going to shoot down the sword.
Well, I mean, it depends whether or not Edgar blocks.
I think Edgar... Oh yeah, Edgar's not blocking it. Just makes it look like it the way Lino...
Yeah, I think Edgar's play is to block with Ink Moth Nexus, give it a -1/-1 counter, and then make the block for sure lethal next turn. So, sorry. Whether or not Lino has the Silvok Replica. Edgar draws into the Royal. So Edgar, has to into the Royal the Silvac replica first, because if he attacks, oh, never mind. Yeah, if he attacks, he can. Never mind. No, he can't.
So Lino lets Sun Titan's ability resolve.
2 minutes 20 seconds remaining.
All right, enough of the time. 148 now.
2 minutes 15 seconds. So yeah, Lino's trying to figure out what he wants to do with that Silvac replica. Looks like he's going to take out the sword. Sorry, maybe the Torpor Orb.
Makes sense.
Is Edgar going to get in for... Oh, he blocks, I bet, yeah. Blocks with Silvac replica, blows up Torpor Orb. Means that Lino's trying to draw like a Sun Titan of his own. But
the game's basically a stalemate again, right?
yeah, Tech Edge is going to take out Lino's second white source, so you can't even cast any of his big guys. But Viridian Corruptor is the card he drew for last turn, so you can cast Viridian Corruptor and kill the sword, but Edgar still is a Sun Titan.
Lino's really running thin on choices here. Would a Frost Titan help? He'd be able to tap down.
So he's going to attack with Sun Titan and get back Seagate Oracle, trying to draw his way out of this.
Sees a Seagate Oracle and he keeps the Seagate Oracle, puts some other card in the bottom.
Yep, and Edgar's going to block and kill. And now, looks like Lino's going to cast another Seagate Oracle that he got off his first one. And off of this one, he gets an Obstinate Bailoff. Oh, sorry, yeah, Birthing Pod, rather.
Birthing
Not
Pod.
Obstinate Bailoff. And he's going to cast Viridian Corruptor.
Viridian Corruptor.
And that's going to get Flash Freeze.
But not much reason. Because he's probably going to have to end up...
So Lino has a couple chump blockers, but he doesn't have a way to win.
And time's about to be called. There's like 5 seconds left. So it looks like Edgar will be turn 0. So
if you have extra time, please raise your hand and go judge. Once again, this is time around.
There you go, that's time. Edgar attacks with both the Sun Titan Celestial Colonnade, brings back Torpor Orb. Drops Lino to 6.
Lino really doesn't have much he could draw. Maybe a Gideon that wouldn't do anything. A Venser.
Gideon, would stall for a couple turns, but
we know
or
that
for a turn.
Edgar's Into the Royal makes any possible outs just not existent. There's a Myriad Angel, but you can't play a Myriad Angel stuck on single white.
So Lino's going to try to get his Birthing Pod out there. Edgar's going to probably say that's okay. What could he be thinking about? Yeah. Birthing Pod and
then he sacks one of his creatures, but what creature can he bring to help out in this situation?
a 4-drop, so you can get a Phyrexian Metamorph. He's going to sack Viridian Emissary, get a land.
The game, it's, they're in time, but the games should be over soon, but Lino doesn't want to give up.
Never give up, never surrender. So Lino's looking through his deck, see what he can come up with. He doesn't want to get, okay, he gets Seagate Oracle, but he doesn't get an activated ability off of that. Or a triggered ability, rather. Passes the turn, Edgar draws Day of Judgment. So he's just going to activate Celestial Colonnade, attack. Lino down to 2 life. Bring back Tectonic Edge probably from the Sun Titan. Yep, Lino's going to Trump Walk the Sun Titan, go down to 2 life. Edgar brings back the Tectonic Edge. Should probably Tectonic Edge at Seachrome Coast here if he wants, but he's going to not. And see what Lino can draw. Tectonic Edge, I don't think is going to do it. He does have a Mirror Angel, so he can play a Mirror Angel and get a bird token. To Chump Walk again. But then Edgar can just Day of Judgment and attack. Does he have enough mana? No.
If he edged, he couldn't cast Edgar can't lose this game, so he will win this match, right?
Yeah, I don't think he can lose this game. This is turn 3. Yeah, so Lino's trying to figure out what he can get. Back with the _Ben SW.
He's got no cards. Yeah, Edgar just cast the Wrath. Game ends.
He doesn't have a Twitter.
No Twitter? Do you have Twitter?
Why? Why do I need Twitter?
No, you don't.
Putting Twitter names underneath your name.
Oh, okay.
So goes to turn 4. Edgar's on turn 4.
Yep.
He can probably just cast Day of Judgment here and passes back. Probably wants to get a free swing in from the Sun Titan to see if he can buy back a card first.
Or he can does he have enough mana to Wrath and then attack for the win anyway?
No, he doesn't. He's too short. He's going to preordain first, showing Torpor Orb and Phantasmal Image.
You have to wonder about a player like this. If he doesn't understand that Wrath is just the game and he's just screwing around by casting preordain,
well, maybe he thinks that there's a card he can draw so that he wins this turn. I don't think there is, but
he should know that about his deck then.
Okay. 126.
So Edgar looks like he's gonna cast Into the Royal, maybe. Just if he casts Day of Judgment here.
Yes. Well, I think that preordain is symptomatic of a lack of deeper critical thinking. I really do.
Yep. So Day of Judgment's gonna take out all the creatures. And Edgar's going to pass the turn, go to turn 5. With no creatures in play, I don't think Lino can win this turn, and Edgar takes the match 1-0.
So there were no, real strategic misplays that we saw other than, the Into the Royal, right? But the tactical misplay game 1 of not scooping, 10 minutes earlier.
For Lino was huge.
Right.
I mean, I don't think he would have won that second.